Yo, what is up, my people? In today's video, I'm gonna bring you a what to do after level 40. A lot of people in my chat asked me, yo, what do I advise them to do? And in this video, I'm gonna try to cover most of what I enjoy, what I like to do, what you could look forward to, and how to get there along the way, right? So I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get it, baby. All right, family. So the first thing I want to touch on is PvP. This is what I enjoy the most. I enjoy Conflict. I enjoy Dark Zone. But at the same time, this can be both very enjoyable and sometimes like very toxic. So since, you know, I do my thing, I try to stay away from the toxic side of this game. But PvP is a great place to be and very enjoyable. If you're by yourself, it's very hard. I'm not going to lie. But most of the time, if you have a team, you're going to be slaying unless you're running into like really incredible players that have good builds. But that's why you have me. You have my videos to watch to get better, to slap these dudes no matter how good they are. All right, my mans. All right, my people. So I want to be as clear as I can in this video. All right. So there's 3 dark zones. Occupied dark zone is always going to be one of them that's going to be occupied. You're going to have dark zone west, dark zone east, and dark zone south. Depending on what the loot is, you're probably going to have a lot of people in there. Sometimes you're gonna have people such as myself that are just like going from server to server trying to find people to, you know, have fun with and play against or play with, you know, depending on if I'm solo, I'm trying to pick up people in the dark zone, right? And that's usually how it goes, right? These dark zones, like I said, are very challenging if you're by yourself or inexperienced. So I would try to save these towards like later in the game. If you want to be like a chicken nugget or whatever they call it, man, you could go in there anytime you want. And you might be able to find some loot. We used to farm this back in the day. They changed the way it worked. We would go in there and we would get chests that would give us gear, and we would level up like that super easily. But they've already fixed that. So, you know, I don't know. You would need a group from now on to farm the landmarks. And, you know, the gear from there isn't always the best, okay? So another thing is on your map, another PvP mode is Conflict. And you're just going to go ahead to your left on your map and be able to access that. You will also be able to access this in the base of operations if you come on over to the PvP people. Also in New York, right here, you can see your stats on the left. It shows you your kills, your deaths. Pretty cool feature. All right, next up is Conflict. Yo, Conflict is fire, in my opinion. I face a lot of good teams. I don't know if it's like coincidence or if it's because I stream and, you know, they be watching and coming in. But yeah, I always like Conflict. The queues are not too long for me. You know, once again, I don't know if that's because I stream and, you know, people watch and they want to join. But for the most part, I really enjoy Conflict. The Conflict caches are pretty good too. I feel like they've been buffed up. Good area to get some loot and have some fun with your friends or by yourself. All right, we're going to access the raid now. And the raid is up top. It is endgame content. And you have 2 raids now that are accessible. And that is Dark Hours and Iron Horse. And both of them have exotics tied to them. Like I said, these are really dope. And this is my opinion about them.
Hi.
All right, so now this is the raid. I totally enjoy the raid. You get a lot of gear, a lot of good loot, some exotics tied to the raid that you can only find in there. So I highly suggest getting into a clan. Like, as you can see on the top right, is all our clan. Shout out to my people. And you can join us on Discord, or you can join any other clan in the game too. A ton of clans doing raids, you know. Shout out to all the clans in the game.
I'm gonna go in red.
All right, I also want to touch on you guys. I also want to touch on legendary for you guys, okay? So there's 3 different legendaries. There's strongholds, there's district arena, and there's Roosevelt. So all of them are pretty tough in their own way. With the group, pretty simple, especially an experienced group. I have videos on all of them, I believe, and I'll be making more videos in the future for you guys. But yeah, District Union Arena, if you go to your that threw me off. If you go to your projects, you're gonna go ahead and see that if you complete District Union Arena, you're gonna get an exotic cache, and that's gonna help you get this exotic wall filled up. And you're gonna be able to do this on every character once a week, okay? That exotic cache, really, really cool. And this is what I think about the legendary missions. All right, here we have legendaries. So these legendaries are very rewarding in my opinion. As far as gear, they drop some of the highest stats, easily being god rolled. Now with the optimization station and everything else you can do, is not too crazy hard to optimize any type of gear that you really enjoy. But yeah, once again, these are very challenging missions. I know people that have done them solo, so it is possible with a few different type of builds. But for the most part, I suggest having a team, kind of having a strategy, you know, and synchronization in that team, like composition, right? A healer, 2 DPS, maybe a tank, or a skill build, depending on which one you enjoy more. You know, they both have different play styles. And it also depends on like how good your healer is, how good your DPS is, because you can get overran easily and then it's not fun, right? Then you're dying all the time and this game is too hard and the NPCs are crazy. But I promise you, if you get the right builds going, this game is really fun and really enjoyable in a bunch of different aspects, okay? Max mod right there. You know, nice little drops. All right, lastly, family, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about control points, okay? These control points are super fire and they're pretty rewarding, all right? Especially for new players, returning players, whoever you might be. You know what I mean? Right here, you're gonna get crafting materials. You're also gonna get crafting blueprints, which you're gonna be able to craft any mod that you need in the game. And it's super useful in any optimization of any builds, all right? So right over here, you're gonna be able to come and you're gonna see all of your mods in the game. And I've gotten most of these from control points, okay? Headshot mods, anything you need really is gonna drop from a control point. They're pretty difficult. I would suggest doing level 3 control points or higher. I'm on level 4 because I play on a heroic world usually. Unless I'm doing like the manhunt, I might play on like normal just to breeze through the manhunt real quick. There's some landmarks that you can farm, some control points you can farm over and over. On the bottom of the screen, you have a bar menu that shows you with Z, you can go to your global settings. And right here, you can reset control points. So let's say you do one of your favorite control points. It might have a manhole in it, for example, and you reset it over and over. You can do it like that. Also, these modifiers are pretty dope. They increase the chances of you getting the loots that you're looking for. Some of them are pretty easy to deal with. Some of them a little bit harder. So it just depends on what you enjoy, right? Playing on a different world tier, the exotic drops are tied to world tiers, and like the loot drops are tied to world tiers. So like the curve of how high you get the stats on the loot is tied to world tier, so I just play on the highest world tier myself. All right, for targeted loot, you can farm anywhere on this side of the map, or you can also go to New York, and New York is gonna have its own targeted loot that you can do by simply pressing R or whatever your targeted loot button is, and you can find whatever pieces you might need, chest pieces, Fenris pieces. And if you want to farm specific gear, you can go to the summit, and in the summit you can choose what type of gear you want to loot. You can also make it legendary and add any type of modifiers you want. And you can select your targeted loot. So let's say I don't want Providence and I want Seska. I could choose Seska. And now everything that I'm going to be farming while I'm here will drop as Seska, okay? So really awesome. The summit is really cool. It also has an exotic tied to it, which you can see right here. And it says the weekly summit. And you have to do 30 levels on any difficulty. So this can be done on normal, hard, heroic, legendary, depending on what you're looking for and what you're just trying to do. If you just want the exotic, I suggest normal. If you want loot at the same time, really, really good loot, I suggest legendary, okay? With no directives. That's just my opinion, and that's how I would farm it. And then the last weekly project that I would suggest would be this one. And all you have to do is simply turn in all of these items and you're gonna get an exotic. Whatever exotic is gonna be random. I've gotten the Ridgeways tons of times and given them to my viewers. They've been so lucky to be with me at the same time as I get them. And another tip that I'm going to give you is you can give everything you want. Just leave one item. That way, when you're in the party with somebody else, you can just go ahead and finish the project and share the exotic with them that you open. If I do this right now and I open it like this, I can never share this exotic with anybody, okay? I can't share this no matter if I open it when I'm with somebody in my team. I have to basically finish the project with somebody in my team to share it, okay? And you're gonna get whatever you need, whatever you want. I've done this so much that I have tons of weapons that I can't even use at this point, you know. So if you're new to the game, it just takes time. Don't worry, you got this. I have 20 exotic components, so the 100 exotics that I'm holding, I cannot delete. until they raise that 20 cap. But yeah, my goal with this video is to basically have you looking like this on every single piece of gear. That way you're hitting the hardest you can hit, you're the strongest you can be, whether it's armor builds, skill builds, damage builds. Have every single stat maxed and ready to go. That way when you're coming through, you're really coming through. Thank you guys for watching, man. I really appreciate you guys supporting my content either here on YouTube or on Twitch. We're going hard this year, brand new year, and you know we're taking over on that Twitch. So salute my people. Thank you for the support, and I'll catch you in a bit. See you later. Let's go, baby.